Okay, guys, we're back for a bit. How you doing tonight? Hope everyone's well. So talking about changing your perspective on reality and from lack to abundance. So we can talk about that, and because a lot of people they're operating from a lack mentality, which when you see lack, then reality will confirm that to you. Your reality will show you more of what you assume, basically. That's, if you believe in the law of assumption, then reality will show you what you assume it to. I don't know whether it's 100% thing, but it depends, I guess, on what you assume. But if you assume that you are attractive, then you'll probably attract somebody. But if you assume that you're unattractive, then you won't attract anybody, probably. And it'll just lead to more and more negative reinforcement, which will then just keep on affirming it to you that you're unattractive. So it's this negative feedback loop that you get, like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So the law of assumption or whatever is. So there's a guy called Neville Goddard. I don't know how much of it is true. I might look more into some of his stuff, but yeah, I do think there is some kind of charlatans out there. Hello, Yoon, how you doing? No, I can't do handstands really. Only a wall handstand. But yeah, there is, I believe, a lot of charlatans who, like, people when they say stuff like, "Oh, if you think these words, it'll get your SP to reach out to you." I don't think things like that are possible, because I just don't think reality works like that, you know? That's what gives it all a bad name, really, you know, when people say stuff, "Oh, just say this thing, just use this affirmation, use this visualization tool," whatever, you know? It's just a bunch of like wishy-washy kind of nonsense, you know? This is the stuff that people are thinking of when they're like thinking of manifestation and stuff. To me, with manifestation, it's about taking action on inspiration. You have an inspired thought that you want to do something, you want to manifest something. Okay, now you need to act on that. You can't just stay stuck in dreamland forever, you know? You have to act on things, you know? You can't be lazy, okay? If you want it that bad, then you're not just going to be lazy and sit around and just dream all day. Do you want it that bad, or are you just going to just, you know what I mean? Okay, hello, Parakew, hello, doggy. Oh, wait, whatever. If you find it boring, then, you know, whatever. Hello, Shrens. I mean, it's like just talking about how, you know, if you want to manifest something into your reality, you're going to have to put the work in, you know? So I would not be listening to people who say, "Oh, just dream all day, just visualize all day, and tomorrow you'll receive £1,000 in the mail." Yeah, really, you know, it's just that things don't work like that, you know. Oh, stay tuned. Oh, really? I don't think my skin's that bad, but, you know, they're probably projecting though, so yeah. I don't think my skin's that bad, but anyway. I don't have tons of acne at the moment, so whatever. Yeah, I don't know, guys, but like I said, you know, there's a lot of just go away, you know. I don't need your unsolicited advice. Did I ask for your advice? No, I didn't. So anyway. So yeah. Right. Hit that like button if you don't mind, but I don't know. We keep getting a bunch of trolls and negative people, but they just keep on hating and all that, and just they hate me because they hate me. That's what it is. But they're just being all toxic and just focusing on me instead of just focusing on themselves. It's like, why do they care like what I do with my face? Why are they so bothered? I don't get it. Stay focused on you. But anyway, thank you for joining me tonight, everybody. I'm in the UK. Where are you from? What's your name? Hello, Regisim Sran says UK. I'm in the UK as well. Thank you for joining me tonight, everybody. Hello, Dr. Echo. What circumstances would you join the army for a war? I don't think I'd ever join the army for a war. I mean, unless it was just like, I don't know. I don't believe in war in general. I think war is just, I think it's all corrupt to me, but okay, whatever. Florida. Oh yeah, Florida. I don't agree with war. I'm not some like hippie kind of person necessarily, but I mean, I just don't agree with all this war going on and all this chaos. It's like, Okay, DJ Cappy. Hope you're doing well. If you're new here, then please could you subscribe then, or whatever. I don't know, but it's up to you. Free Palestine from Hamas, says John. Okay. The country is okay. Maybe we can just not say that in here, Thank you for the likes, everybody. Share this out if you can. That would be really appreciated. I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, what's everybody been up to today then? Yeah. I don't know why people want to just keep on saying shit. I guess they're just either miserable or they're just insecure or jealous. One of those things is probably true. Like, yeah, but I should probably just not talk about it because then they win if I'm giving them attention, Also cold in Chicago today. Yeah, I've heard it's been cold in Canada as well. So, yeah, it's just this time of year, isn't it, really? What are we chatting about? We're talking about, with things like manifestation and stuff, and I just feel like a lot of it, there's a lot of charlatans in it, trying to sell people BS. The thing is, right, you have to put work into whatever it is that you want to do. You have to work at it. You can't just keep dreaming all day. Yeah, having a vision and then affirmations can help, but you have to put the work in. It should give you the inspiration to start. And if you believe in yourself, you're more likely to succeed. But the thing is, you have to put the work in. I'm not a Catholic. No, I'm not religious. Yeah, how would someone look Catholic? I don't get it. Yeah, there's a lot of charlatans, and it's just, you have to be careful what you believe in, is what I'm saying. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is what I'd say. Okay, whatever. The Charlie Kirk comments, yeah. Yeah, is everybody all right tonight then? Hope you've all had a great day. Share the live out if you can. Hit that like button, guys. Come on. 11 people, 5 likes. Hello, the Ukraine mission. How you doing? Hope you've had a great day. Okay. Can you not spam the chat, please? So we'll just start getting rid of people if you start spam the chat, It's up to you, If you're not going to be respectful, then we just get rid of you, So what do you want then? Anyway. Yeah, I'm alright, thank you, Mr. Longleg. What's your name? I'm okay, thank you, yeah. So, like I said, I bumped into somebody that just randomly bumped into someone that watches me on TikTok, so you never know what's going to happen, do you? Wesley says, DJ, what do you mean? What you mean? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, Charlie Kirk. They're trying to say that I look like Charlie Kirk or something. I don't know. It's just really childish. I don't know what's going on, but okay, Tony, whatever, you know. Charlie Kirk comments. Anything original? Tracy Beaker. Oh yeah, I remember Tracy Beaker. Yeah. How are you doing tonight, everybody? I hope you've had a great day. And we've got V Musette. What do you mean? How are you, Bowl? Hello, Aaron. What do we usually talk about? All sorts of stuff, really. What is 44% of 25? Let me think. That's 11. Yeah, 11. Yes. Ryan Gosling. Hi, nobody. How you doing? Let's get political. Hello, how you doing? I thought Trump couldn't get in 2028 or something because he's already had 2 terms, right? I don't know. Why do people keep saying Trump 2028? Let's see. Can Trump get in 2028 or something? Let's have a look. It says here something about Trump is ineligible for a 3rd term as the term limits imposed by the 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution prohibit presidents from being elected more than twice. So why do people keep saying Trump 2028 then? Hi James, how you doing? Hello Jack, how you doing? Hello Ish, Rome is love. Hello Shrans. Those who always play with the nose tend to be a cock sniffer, whatever. Dr. Echo, hello. Hello Gold Digger. Hello Jason. What do you do for a living? What's your biggest accomplishment? What's my biggest accomplishment? I mean, it's a good question, really. I've done busking. I think that's a big accomplishment, being able to go out there, perform in front of thousands of people, basically, and to be able to have the confidence to do that, I suppose. Hello Jay, how you doing? I hope you're well tonight. Again, if anyone's new here, please could you subscribe to the channel? That would be really appreciated. Hit that like button as well. He can if he amends the 22nd Amendment. Well, isn't that like a kind of, hello Ezra? I don't know. I mean, that would isn't that like kind of cheating then or something? It's like, well, I don't know, that he can just change it up to where he can just, because someone had said, oh, well, they shouldn't be able to get in the 3rd time, because let someone else get in, give someone else a chance to get in or something. I don't know. Dr. Echo says Trump's a dictator. Hello, Amber. How you doing? You can't amend it. Congress has to. Never going to happen. Right. Okay. I don't know. It's to me, the politics is all ridiculous to me anyway. Jeremy Brown using his World War II microphone. Okay, whatever. Trump's very bad guy. Very bad. How is he a dictated? You mean a dictator? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't really call him a dictator. I think that's a bit of a, obviously put someone like Kim Jong-un or whatever. They're like literal dictators, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you've had a great day, people. Let me do my Trump thing, I'll do my, yeah. What you could say about the whole kind of, the Greenland thing, but someone was saying he's joking or something. Hello, Darren. Green apple, the very big apples, like in New York, we have the big apple. I'm from the UK, Bird Milk, where are you from? Hello, Roy, how you doing? What's that? I don't know, I think it's a bit of a, problem, but I think it's just, it's just one of those things that, I don't know. Like I said, I don't agree with it all, because, it's like, if they're coming here illegally, then it's like, they're not respecting our laws then, are they, if they're coming in illegally? So then why isn't the government respecting our laws that they've been created? Why let these people in? Hello there, tremendous people. You're from Kansas. Hello, Jay. Are you a Republican or Democrat? Hope you've had a tremendous day. Hello there, Warzone. What are you saying? I put my Trump thing on because it's very yellow. Very, very yellow. Hello there, Oliver. Like labor laws and stuff violate them all the time. Why can they violate the law, but normal people trying to make bread can't? Yeah. What you're saying, it's like a two-tier system where certain people can get away with breaking the law, but other people can't. You're saying, okay, Shrans, whatever. Yeah, paint my face orange because, well, the future is orange, as in I am the future. I'm orange. Hello, Adam. How you doing? Caesar, hello. Thank you. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Nice to meet you all. I would appreciate it if you subscribe. So yeah, Hurricane, get back to your football. I'm Donald J. Trump and Hurricane's body. We have switched bodies. Oh, has anyone seen the episode of Family Guy when they switch bodies? It's quite funny. Yeah. Hello, Raju Sim. How you doing? Bravo. Oh yeah. Yeah, I hope you're all well tonight, people. Nice to meet you. Share this out if you can, everybody. Sharing is caring, as they say. So yeah. Do you sing too? Kind of. Hello, Roy. Like I said, I've done busking before, so yeah. Thank you for subbing. Yeah, nice one. Thank you for the 10 likes, everybody. Cool. Right, so what we're talking about next then. Hello, Barry. Yeah, thank you. You got the vault. What's the vault's that? What vault is that for? Maybe we should have a poll or something in the chat. I don't know. 10 likes. Big ups. Thank you. Yeah, 12 likes now. Thank you, guys and gals. Thank you very much, you tremendous people. I've been playing this, guys. Hello, Kamikaze. How you doing? 12 push-up. Oh, yeah. Hello, Wells. How you doing? I hope you're well tonight. Thank you for joining me. I'm 15 likes now. Thank you, guys. All right, it's gone up quickly now. All right. There you go. Hello, Raymond. How you doing? What are you saying? I don't know. Hello, Tyler. Is this supposed to be some sort of Aboriginal Australian ritual? No, it's called a mouth harp. What are you harping on about? I had to get that joke in there somewhere. Barry. I'm Barry Scott. Bang, and the dirt is gone. Yeah, thank you for the 15 likes, everybody. Nice one. So, yeah. Is everybody all right tonight? Yeah. It's nice to have you here in the live stream. So, hello, Observe 411. Oh yeah, I know there's a lot of drama going on over there with Trump and all the Greenland shit in there, but you don't need to apologize for that. It's not your fault, is it? Well said. Oh really? Oh, don't say that. Hello, Deesh. How you doing? Barry Scott. Oh yeah. This reminds me of that. Yeah, Sillet Bang advert. I remember that used to come on all the time on telly, but yeah. Yeah, is everybody all right tonight then? Not sure how long I'm going to be on for, maybe another 20 minutes or so, but... Oh, really? Is that true, Jay? That's shit, isn't it? Anyway. Yeah, so we were talking before about, just not focusing on the things you can't control, really. Focus on the things you can control, because, why it's like any time you're focusing on things you can't control, you could have focused on what you can control and what you can improve on and stuff. It just keeps you in a low vibrational state, keeps you feeling powerless and just hopeless, So it's better to focus on the controllables anyway. Hello, Manshad Majid. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Hello, Omar. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Nice to meet you all. What have you all been up to this weekend, everybody? Have you all had a good one then? Hope you all had a great weekend. How's it going, mate? Not too bad, thank you, Omar. Yeah. Don't feed into propaganda. What propaganda? Well, I subbed that. Thank you for subbing, Jay. Yeah. Barry says Serenity Prayer. Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining me tonight, everybody. So yeah, I've never done LSD. No, I mean I've not done drugs. I don't believe in it all really, but some people say that they've had a really profound experience with things like that. But personally, I'd rather not do that. I've heard, especially with the autism, like I've heard some of these things really may not mix, like psychedelics and autism. Be interesting to look into like the effects on that. Let's see, psychedelics bad for autism or something. Let's have a look. Hello, OS Marketing Solutions. ARS Marketing Solutions. Oh, thank you. So, some might say there could be benefits of it, like social anxiety, improvements in social anxiety, but it's just there's somebody called Colin Murphy. I remember he did some psychedelic stuff and he just went completely insane. It looked like, hello, Quentin, how you doing? Oh, really? Good for you. Hit that like button, everybody. Share the live if you can. Hello, Liability N1. How you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me. Barry says, bye, IGC. What's IGC? Yeah, I don't know what that is, but anyway. Is everybody okay? Hello, the good guy, 890. No, I don't know. I don't know what that would look like. Hello, Liability. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh God. Oh no. Oh God's sake. Quentin said, okay. What is with these ridiculous questions and stuff, eh? I don't know. But okay, that's just what we get. Half of it's trolls. But anyway. Hello, the good guy. How you doing? What's your name? Hello, Nicholas. What do you do for work? I'm mainly doing this at the moment, guys. You know. All right. Hello, Zarek. Good to see you. Sometimes I like to buy lots of candy to remind. So that I'm an adult with free will. What do you mean? I don't get you. An adult with free will, or you can do what you want. You can buy candy, whatever. But yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not necessarily the best for you, but I guess it's just, you know, do whatever makes you happy, I suppose. Why don't you use B-Day? Huh. I remember it was on that. Have you ever watched Crocodile Dundee? And yeah, Nick Dundee, was think it was a B-Day or something. Oh no, he didn't have a B-Day. He didn't know what a B-Day was. And then it was like, and they said, why are there two Dunnies? And then she was like saying, one of them's for like washing your ass or something. Do you sell razors or any merch? I've got t-shirts on my page. Go check it out if you want to buy some merch. Liability says, okay, whatever. Hello, Flying Dog. How you doing? Hello, Gavin. How you doing? I hope you're all well tonight. Again, if anyone's new here, welcome in. And I would appreciate it if you subscribe. So, my body, okay, whatever. What is it with all these poo things? Are you a Christian? No, I'm personally not a religious person, but I'm open to hearing people's views on that. I've been thinking about my own perspectives on it. I've even been getting into ideas like solipsism and, you know, questioning, you know, like existentialism and whatever, and just kind of getting some really trippy thoughts. I don't even need to take drugs to have really trippy ideas about things, really. Yeah. What you saying, Flying Dog? What about what you talking about? Tell me, I'll ask something. Just, I don't know. I don't usually have a specific thing. I just kind of go with the flow, I guess, and just see it where things go usually. Hello, Kenny. How you doing? So, like, you know, talking about, you know, things such as, you know, are we able to kind of like, you know, I mean, some people believe that there's some kind of like almost like telepathic connection between people, like where, you know, the synchronicities happen where they feel a sense of like that, you know, like that someone's going to ring them, and then it's like, and then that person rings them like a few minutes later or something. It's something like that, for example.
But I don't know if there's anything to that, because I remember there was this guy who talked about that and how there was some study done on it. Well, I'd have to look into that if there's a study on things like telepathy and kind of. So let's see about. Let's have a look at into like the experiments and stuff. About like this phone, like a phone call one or something. So apparently about it, fifth. So what happened, right? So this was one called Rupert Sheldrake's study on telephone telepathy. Suggests that people can often identify who is calling them, significantly above the 25% chance rate. Frequently around 40 to 50%, especially if the caller is familiar. Experiments involve participants guessing the caller from 4 potential close or familiar people before answering, with the results remaining positive even with randomized times. So I don't know if this is a genuine thing or whether there's any sort of, but it says here high success rates with known contacts. So it says in trials involving over 850 instances, the success rate was 42%, far exceeding the 25% expected by chance. So, hello, Othello, how you doing? Hope you well. Welcome to my live. Hit that like button, everybody. Subscribe if you're new. So it says here, familiarity matters. A study comparing familiar and unfamiliar callers found a 53% success rate for familiar people versus only 25% chance level for strangers. Distance independency. Studies indicated that the success rate remained high, around 65%, even with callers located over 1,000 miles away. Documented experiments. Experiments were notably filmed and conducted with participants like the Nolan sisters, which, despite skepticism, showed a 50% success rate in some trials. Yeah, and then we've got methodologies. These studies used phones without caller ID, where the participant had to guess the caller before picking it up, and the caller was chosen at random from a group of 4. So that's how they did it all. So it was around 40 to 50%, which is a lot more than the chance rate of 25%, because it would be a 1 in 4 chance of getting it right. So it suggests that a lot of them seem to have these kind of, possibly some kind of telepathic kind of abilities. So this kind of goes against a lot of the modern science that believes that there isn't such a thing, and that that there isn't such a thing as the ability to have kind of like ESP or anything like that. That they believe that that when you have these 5 senses or whatever, and it's like quite a limited worldview of things. And I think it's important to keep an open mind. And so these studies seem to be like, the way that they carried these studies out. No, I don't know if they were perfect or whatever, but they've consistently shown results that are well above chance rate, which is quite interesting. So, hello, Beatboxer, how you doing? Beatboxer. So, it's just, what is it that actually, kind of causes that? Some people say it's something to, maybe it's quantum or whatever it might be, that people are picking up on fields or something. Well, this Rupert Sheldrake would talk about morphic resonance and that sort of stuff. Like, so I remember it was like his theory called morphic resonance, and it's a theory of like the universe, that basically how basically organisms are kind of like interacting in a kind of telepathic ways and stuff. Once you master your mind, the world has no choice but to follow me. Oh, really? Human Spark. Hello, Kylian Burks. Or Kevin Hart. Oh, yeah. Hello, Mark. Oh, really? We don't do beatboxing in the channel. Okay. All right. Okay. So, so it's a lot of guys would ridicule ideas like telepathy, wouldn't they? They would say, oh, that's bullshit.
that sounds like magic, but according to this, it's like people were able to actually, you know, more often than way more often than chance rate, correctly guess who was phoning them before they answered the phone. Like they kind of had a vibe or something. Hello, Manisha, how you doing? It's like how, isn't it like a thing where dogs send when their owners are on their way home? So it's like we might have some kind of, like hidden abilities that we aren't even aware of that we have. And I don't know if there's ways to tap into it more or something. I'd have to look into that more. But okay, hello, Upbeats98. How you doing tonight? Hope you've all had a good day. I mean, it's just that there was this study carried out about telepathy and like this thing called telephone telepathy. I mean, I don't know if the study was legit. I mean, but it was Rupert Sheldrake that carried out this study and said, that they did an experiment where they had to choose between four people, and they got it right way more often than the chance rate. The chance rate would be 25%, but it was over 40%, which seemed to suggest that maybe there's some kind of something to this kind of telepathy stuff. Now, I'm not saying for certain, but it's like more research needs to be done. And I think science needs to really look into this stuff because, maybe there's some application for this. I don't know, but I remember someone was talking about some random number generator apparently predicting 9/11. I don't know how true that was. We're the same age. You live in Greece, or you live in Greece, do you? I live in the UK. So didn't someone have a random number generator that predicted 9/11? But then they said that Simpsons predicted 9/11 and all kinds of things. And they predicted a lot of things like Trump's election, and even they had certain scenarios that were really like eerily similar to the things that. So I think a lot of that could be. Some might say it's predictive programming or some of that stuff, and I don't know. It's just crazy stuff, really, to look into. But yeah, it's a really mad rabbit hole, really. But yeah, that whole Simpsons prediction shit. But yeah, it's just. I can't see it all as just a coincidence. Like when you look at like the Twin Towers, the $9 bill with the Twin Towers, and this was in 1997, I think it was. Hello, Justin. How you doing? I hope you're well. Sit one place, do not walk here and there. I can do what I want, I'm a free spirit. I do as I please. Aliens/reptiles are absolutely true. They tried to tell earlier with TV Series V for a victory. Oh, really? Well, some might say that they're trying to get us all to believe in aliens so then they can do Project Bluebeam, and then that's their way of bringing in a one world government or something. I don't know. That sounds crazy, but who knows? Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and it's just what are they planning to do? Is this their kind of end goal of like basically the one world government? Have everyone believe that in this staged alien invasion thing? Is that what they've been planning for a while? Hello, Upbeats, how you doing? Cormox is oh really? Oh, okay. I don't know. I just find it all a bit kind of I don't know. I question everything. I question, if there was an alien invasion, would it even be real? There's a thing called Project Bluebeam. Have you looked into that? So I would just be cautious if they start talking about, alien contact and stuff. Should we just believe it? I don't think we should just automatically believe that it's real unless we can actually prove it and verify it for ourselves, because I don't really trust the government, Communism. Communism is a, yeah. I look at communism and I just don't think it would work personally. I think that there needs to be incentives for people to actually invent things and come up with new ideas, because if everyone's earning the same amount of money and there's no classes and all that kind of stuff, then how are you going to incentivize people to invent new ideas, to invent, to have, like, because people who invented, say, some people might just do it for the love of it, but it's like, imagine you invent something and then you start getting people working for you, for your company, and now they're all taking, like an equal share of the money for the thing the idea that you come up with. You risked everything trying to come up with an idea that wasn't guaranteed to work out, but you just kind of, you just took a chance and you started it all up, you got it all going, and now suddenly you're having to like pay everybody all the same amount of money. I don't really agree with that. If everyone had the same amount of money, I would spend all my money and then they would have to give me more so we all had the same again. Yeah. Well, there's that, isn't there? Ronald says Civil War. Tesco Italian tomato passata 500 grams. What about it? Never seen any, but my grandfather told a horrible story from when he was up in the Norwegian mountains of Norway, like 1923. He saw them. Oh, really? Oh, wow. I saw some video someone put out from like 1997, a supposed UFO sighting, but some people have disputed it and said that it was something to do with the military or something like that. Hi, Slim Jim. What you mean WTF? What are you WTFing at? Hello, DJ Elox. Yeah, there's a lot of just really, well, there is some wild theories out there about some people I've heard saying that, aliens are actually fallen angels, or they're like reptilians or something like that, Apparently they were feeding on some deers. Oh, really? Oh, God. Have you heard about like crop circles? Because some people say that aliens have made crop circles. But then there's some people that have come out and said that they'd done it. But then there's some that people are saying that, well, they can't have done all of them because some of them just seem too perfect and they just seem to be popping up all over the world. And some people are questioning that. And there was even some sighting of some orb. And now some people might dispute it and say it's fake. But I watched some of a documentary on it, and it was really quite, it did seem pretty compelling, but yeah. What is it about Donald Trump or something? And what are you saying? God appeared in the shape of, okay, what is going on in this chat right now? UK lady, bit of a random one. I don't know. I quite liked, it's hard to say really. I mean, minestrone soup maybe, or something like that. I don't know. Oh, it's a pro. Okay. What's scared? Oh yeah, they're on about the alien sighting or something, or whatever it was. Yeah. So yeah, what are your thoughts on like? Hello, Corruption 2025. Okay, welcome in here. Nice to meet you all. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. That would be really appreciated. I am live every day, so yeah, welcome to the fam, the fam, whatever. Anyway, I got 21 people in the house. Hello, yeah, what's your name? Corruption 2025. Donald Trump is a very tremendous guy, is it? You're fake news. I'm just kidding, yeah. Hello, MTCS. How are you doing? Hello, Don, whatever it is. Hello, Tom. Ver ugly. What's ver ugly? Ver ugly. Yeah. What language is that? Ver ugly. I don't know what that means. Yeah, ver ugly. Okay, what is going on here? Oh goodness. Per ugly. What? What is going on? Good, says Justin. The Guardian Oracle, how you doing? Wishing you the best, brother. Thank you. What's your name? Nice to meet you all. If you are new here, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. I am live every day. What is going on with these comments? I'll just get rid of the spammers. So yeah, goodbye. What's that? Shine bright, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, I've been talking about manifestation and my thoughts on that, and yeah, but you just have to really change your mindset to that of abundance. Once you start to think of abundance is everywhere. There is no scarcity. Scarcity is an illusion, because the thing is, if you think there's scarcity, you fulfill that prophecy. But if you deny that and say, no, I am abundant, I have abundance, then you start to see that. I've just started to see it. Yeah, it's about setting goals, and yeah. But the thing is that you have to believe in it. You have to believe what's possible. You have to think that everything's possible, because if you don't think it's possible, then you're never going to even try, or at least you're not going to try your hardest. Your brain will wire itself to, hardwire itself to success. So it will become inevitable at some point, if you believe in it enough. Like, there was literally a guy in a friggin', what was it? In an iron lung. He was, literally making art with his. Didn't he put a pen in his mouth or something? A pencil in his mouth. He had a pencil in his mouth making drawings, and he was making an autobiography. He was more achieved than most able-bodied people. That is saying something, I think, isn't it? He achieved more with his life, despite all of his, limitations, than most able-bodied people. He did not give up. He decided that, yeah, I've got all these disabilities or whatever. He was putting an iron lung, He had everything going wrong for him, but he decided not to give up. And he was going to try and use it to his advantage, in a way, to use that as like, okay, well, I can make an autobiography about my life, That is, the power of the mind, exactly. Sometimes you have to use your adversity as some kind of strength, It's the paradox of, through, kind of adversity comes, it's all about, having a strong character. That's what it comes down to. I'll sit down when I want to, Hello, Abdullah. No, I'm not a fan of Tommy Robinson, personally, but the mind was enhanced due to the rest of his body failing. Yeah, there is that, That, I suppose that's a thing where, your rest of your body is failed, and then you just kind of, that you could say that's why Stephen Hawking was so advanced. So it's just that, like, you might feel like you have some adversity, but then it can come with advantages as well. Some people say that if you lose one of your senses, all your other senses become heightened. Now, some people say that that's just an old wives' tale, but I think, if I remember, there was some kind of truth to it. We're not meant to sit still, exactly, The more I sit still, the more I just kind of like, the more my brain starts to switch off, and I can hardly think properly, Like, I start to get brain fog or whatever, and just, I think a lot better when I'm walking around and just pacing, as some people call it, Hello, love songs for it. So it's like people just, when they see someone different from them and they have a different way of doing things, they have a problem with it, They're like, oh, what are you pacing up and down for? Sit down. Like, how about just mind your own business? Yeah, you might not do that. You might think it's weird, whatever, deal with it. You know what I mean? What condition you're saying? Love songs folder. I don't know who that is. Sorry, I don't know. Don't know who that is. It's just, yeah. But yeah, I think the other point about, like, that all the others, his brain become really heightened as a result of the rest of his body failure. I guess that, like, imagine if you say you had all your limbs blown off or something, then your brain could be like really like super powerful or something. I don't know. There's trade-offs, I guess, to everything is what I'm saying. You know, we can't do everything all the time, and it's like for example, if you're some like big massive bodybuilder, yeah, you'll be like really strong, but you're probably gonna like, you know, you might not be as good at say other things, like you might not be as good at say, you know, riding a bike up a hill or something because you carrying more weight up, you know, so you might find that you struggle a bit more with those things. So everything has its trade-offs, you know. Nothing's perfect. Jordan Peterson, you know what? It's just sad, you know, that it's just sad to see what men have become. You know, men have become these crybabies, you know. It's like once upon a time, you know, like men, you know, knew what they were supposed to do. Tesco, okay, Justin, okay. Hyperactive. I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm hyperactive. I can sit down and, you know, but I think that, like, yeah, we shouldn't just be like judging people based on what they do. You know, just leave people just to be who they're supposed to be, you know. I think it's good to be like, you know, pacing and whatever. It's good for you, you know. It's good to have times where you sit down. I have times where I meditate. I mean, I can sit back down now, but you know, sometimes I like to get up every so often. I feel like it's good to balance sitting down for a while, standing up for a bit, you know, just kind of mixing it up really. Because I found that if I'm sat around for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours at a time, you know, I start to, you know, my brain just seems to kind of not be as, you know, fired up, and you know, because less oxygen getting into it. I just find that I'm better when I'm, you know, sometimes I really want to think deep about things. I find it's better when I'm walking around, you know, especially when I'm just walking around outside and just in the fresh air. I just feel like I have better ideas and stuff. It's just more inspired, you know what I mean? It's, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know who that is. Don't know who you're talking about there, so yeah. Anyways, everybody all right tonight? Hope you've all had a great day. Again, if anybody's new here, make sure you subscribe. That would be really appreciated. Yeah, so I don't know what we're going to be talking about for the rest of this, but I'm only probably going to be on like a couple more minutes or so, but so we'll be going to bed shortly. Thank you for the 21 likes. Yeah. See if we can get a few more likes. Yeah, I don't know who these people are, so yeah. But yeah, I've just been trying to, you know, expand my mind, expand my consciousness, and open up, you know, new ideas, and yeah, because there's a whole lot that I don't know, and it's good to try and learn new things and expand my knowledge base. I like looking into stuff on health and maximizing health. That's something that really fascinates me. I like to try and maximize my health and my performance and all that, and learn to get fitter. And that's 22. Hello, Kami. I'm sorry, I don't know how you pronounce that. So welcome in anyway. Some of these names I struggle to pronounce. So yeah, like the foreign names, a lot of them I struggle to pronounce. But yeah, pardon me on that. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we all right, everybody? Yeah. Sometimes we've just got to not take life too seriously, I guess. Try to just kind of just go with the flow and just, yeah. Anyway, hello, Christian Max. How you doing? Welcome in here. How's your day been? How's your weekend going so far? Hope it's going well for you. Yeah, so I'm done with all the negative stuff, you know. I used to get quite bitter and negative, but a lot of it's about finding your flow state, you know, finding
finding who you really are, finding your true self, and being unapologetically you. You know, if you're trying to be a people pleaser or anything like that, you know, then you've got to just kind of, yeah. What's that? First one to get my name, I don't know. I don't have a clue. Yeah, it's been alright, thank you. Just, yeah. Guess what just happened? I was like on my way home, and somebody that watched me on TikTok just bumped into me and said, "Oh, Jamie, I've seen you on TikTok." I was like, "Oh shit, okay." That was totally unexpected. And she was with somebody else as well. It was like yeah, but one of them had watched me on TikTok, and I'm like, "Holy shit, yeah, got spotted." You know, it was just like a chance encounter. Some people might say it's fate, I don't know, but well, she said she would message me, but I don't know. Anyway, it's you never know what happens with these. You know, you go out and then you never know who you're gonna bump into. It's at Jamie Brown 9. What is it? It's at Jamie Brown 1995, I think. Hello, David. But I don't really go on there as much anymore because they keep on censoring me on TikTok. Hopefully late for you, whatever. Yeah, it is late, but who cares? Hello, Chad. Were you out so late in the night? What you mean? I'm home now. What are you talking about? That was earlier tonight. That was before midnight. So yeah, when I bumped into somebody. At J Brown, I don't know, whatever. So anyway, so I'll be on a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna get going. Yeah. Any more questions before I go? Dr. Brown, you need. Oh, okay. We'll get sleep soon. But I've been getting up later, so I've been getting enough sleep because in winter it's like I tend to probably go to bed a bit later. In the summer, I'll probably start going to bed earlier because I find that if I go to bed too late in summer, then I tend to get woken up by the sun. So if I was to be going to bed at this time, I'd probably only get about maybe 3-4 hours of sleep. Okay, what is going on in here? It's probably about time I get going, eh? I don't know, guys. But yeah, just, yeah. I don't have anything much else to say. But it's been good hanging out with you all as always. I appreciate you all showing up as always. No, not a 24-hour stream, fuck that. I'm getting a bit tired, guys. Yeah, I was just going in to get some, I was actually on Olio. I actually just picked something up on there. Because someone was like giving away like some free food, so I picked that up and then I was coming back. And okay, David. Right, I'm gonna probably just yeah. See you all tomorrow then. So take care and see you soon. Bye for now.